Good evening, friends. Hope you're having a good day and you had a great weekend, including a good 4th of July, if that's the thing you celebrate. And yes, I did end up not streaming on Thursday because reasons. Whatever. We're here now. I'm excited to play. I felt bad that I skipped on Thursday. And honestly, I did miss playing Monster Train, and I craved it deep inside my heart. So, we're going to continue doing more crowns because we got a lot to do and it's a noble goal worth pursuing. So, where are we picking up today? I don't know, my first thought was Wildenton something. So, I don't know, Wildenton banished. Done. Decision made. Alright, so Wildenton banished. Do we want Just Cause or Inspire? We probably want Just Cause. I do think Inspire is okay. But I think Just Cause is better. Not much to say there. We're just gonna do that. And then we'll run the random Pyre Heart and live the dream. Truly an exciting world. Aquaths is fine. It's not particularly great. It's not particularly terrible. Dominion is not the best matchup for Awoken, but that's fine because the chances that I'm using healing as our defensive strategy is pretty much non-existent anyways, because it is the worst healing, or the worst defensive strategy. How you doing, Ether? How you doing, Fury? Shifting is such a great tactical tool. It is very good to have access to shift in case we end up going that route with Banished. I mean, it's just good in general, but... Anyways, for starter cards, we have a pretty good set. Like, the Battle Dancer works very well with all the shifting that we have. Rising Rage is a great card. Wildwood Sap is fine. I mean, it's not great, but, like, at this stage of the game, it's okay. I'm pretty sure we're taking Sketches. Also, one thing I don't remember for sure with Sketches, I think it starts on bottom floor and moves up. Because since Sketches no longer only targets mid floor and instead summons a random unit on each floor, I think it always starts on bottom floor. So if we want to make it deterministic, we can, by just making sure that we have only one extra unit in the deck, as long as we're playing on bottom floor or we're using the Rising Rage. Also, Sketches is just... Well, so, like, Sketches is good for us in general here. Because, like, Wildenton can potentially give us, like, quick on the whole floor, among other things. But also, the Rising Rage lets us overstack. Banish in general wants to have a bunch of units on a floor. Like, all of that works really well with just getting free units. Hey, thanks for the raid. Really appreciate that. How are you guys doing today? Now the question is, what do I care about? And it's great with band members. That is also true. So we haven't done Thornlord or Strangler to rank 3. Apparently I haven't done any of Wildenton's path to rank 3. I mean, Strangler is the better pick here, kind of. What I wanted was Predator. What I think is none of this matters. I don't know. For the sake of it, we're going Thornlord. Done. Okay, Marker Invasion's fine. Shouldn't be a real big deal. Okay, we will start you in back so we can get shifts off of you. Okay, we're only gonna play one of these guys because then we have 3 units left in the deck, which means one of them goes to bottom floor, one of them goes to mid, and one of them goes to top floor. Tanky Strangler taking Angels hostages and never let them leave. Yeah, fair enough. Anyway, so we're going to do that. We're going to shoot these guys so we don't take as much damage. And then do I care about the Wildwood Sap? Vaguely I care about the Wildwood Sap. You know what? Just for the sake of it. Yeah, I'll do that on you. It doesn't really matter. Anyways, we're in reasonably good shape already. Okay. And, just as I was hoping, we do get the other Rising Rage, so now we can contribute. I could gain a lot more power by doing more shifts and doing more decanting on this floor. I've chosen to just not take damage. You know, I had forgotten that the stings that he creates still have frozen on them the next time you draw them. Billy sent us here to make some new friends. Thanks for the follow, I really appreciate it. Do you mean to have follower only chat in? It says it's not on my end. Like, I never turn it on, and I'm looking at it right now. Let me double check. Yeah, no, it says it's off. I turned it back, I turned it on and off again, so it should be off now. But yeah, I don't ever turn it on, so if it got turned on in some weird way, it's a Twitch problem. But thanks for letting me know. Someone had mentioned that before, and then it seemingly was a lie. Not that they lied, but that it wasn't actually follower-only mode. But anyways, whatever. Don't know why it was on. I didn't turn it on. But most things are Twitch problems, to be fair. That is definitely true. But either way, it's resolved. Everything's fine. Everything's okay. Alright, just for the sake of shifts, we're gonna do that. And then we continue murdering everything. That's the guy I would have followed anyway. Well, I appreciate that. Glad to hear. But yeah, I don't turn on follower-only mode or emote-only mode unless there's an explicit problem. But that's not really an issue. Just for the sake of it, we're going to do that because we still have definitely enough power to kill him, even with his backliner involved. I think Prototype brought you up the other day. Prototype is here often, so yeah, if you know Prototype, good chance that you mentioned me, I would assume. Sharpen is okay. Sting is okay, even though I generally loathe stings. But with Thornlord, it's fine. I don't think I really need these. I kind of want to take the Sharpen, but I don't really need it. The Windblade is okay. Selfless Sacrifice is what we want, though. Especially going into Dominion, it's good to have damage shields. To help deal with the corruption. I mean, it's hard to not go for the Merchant of Steel here. So let's go for the Merchant of Steel. More specifically, also just hitting any banished unit, like any shift unit, is good for us. That said, going to the Merchant Magic does have a lot of value for us, like getting Intrinsic on the Rising Rage is huge. Getting Remove Consume on the Selfless Sacrifice is pretty good. Regardless, not a big deal. Hello, Glacier. How you doing? We don't need the Avenger. I'm just going to take another Battle Dancer, even though I don't actually totally need it. Do I want Titanite on a Battle Dancer? I don't super think I need it, but I also think that's pretty decent. I think we're gonna skip, though. Okay, so... So currently I have 4 deployment embers, so I could play out all of my things. I have enough capacity to do that. Everything is fine. We'll leave it for the moment. And I'll remove stuff later. Titanite could have been fine. I think mostly is just not going to matter. So I figured instead I would leave it open for... I would leave it open for getting, like, dualism. Or more multi-strike. Yeah, that's fine. I'm okay with leaving the stings for now. That's disappointing. And I should have thought about this, that drawing extra cards would have mitigated the possibility that I would have not been able to get the collector. Oh well, so be it. I don't need the Wildwood Sap. It'd be nice to get rid of it, but still. Anyways, feel bad to not get the collector. That is my own fault, though. Okay, so we're gonna pop this now. I don't really need to use those, but I may as well. Okay, we want you to end up in front. Because I don't really want to burn the damage shields against attacks that I can just easily block. You know what? Okay, that is actually a problem. Alright, let's not do that then. I think that is the first rewind. Which is fine. I was just curious if that was actually feasible for me. Turns out, not as feasible as I may have desired. I mean, I could have made it work, I'm sure, but... And also, even if they had hit my Pyre, like, it's not a big deal. I have enough HP that I could have handled taking a little bit of Pyre damage. Especially because he would have had lower spikes, because he hits the spikes on Resolve. And so by ascending him to the top floor like that, he, Oh, I meant to have you end up in front so you get your Valor armor. It doesn't matter, we're fine, but it was a mistake. Oh well, not a big deal. That's fine. Okay, I mean, the Razor Sharp is okay for us. The units generally have low HP, since we're mostly just dealing with armor. So it's a bit less good than normal. Still probably pretty decent for me, but I think we're going to be better served by just focusing on shift cards. So we're not going to take it. Cleave is good. I probably should take it, but we're just going to take another Selfless Sacrifice. Obviously, there's value to be had here. We're going here. Okay. Don't really care about a Firebrand. I mean, Firebrand is fine. It's not a bad unit by any means. But... I do like Demonic Fledgling. I don't know that it's worth me caring about here when I've already got multi-strike on Battle Dancer. Because, like, if anything, I'm just going to dupe the Battle Dancer. Like, I don't need to invest in a whole other unit. Could take the Firebrand. And that's fine. I think mostly I just don't care at all. I mean, I should take one of them, probably. I don't know. I know I'm hesitating here far too much, and we'll make a decision. Fine, we'll take Fledgling. It's not a big deal. Well, isn't that interesting? Okay. Sadly, don't have 2 upgrades on the Battle Dancer yet, but that is pretty much the best option here. I mean, obviously, like, Titan Skin is good. Pretty confident that we want the Perma Rage gain. Though that is a little sad. Especially because it means that we can't get Dualism. I could also just not take it. That is also an option. But it feels like such a waste not to take it. Like, it is a good upgrade. Yeah, fine. Whatever. We'll take it. It's not ideal, but it's perfectly fine. Okay, so I do want the double stack for that. I think we're skipping it, though, because it's way more important to me that I find other options. Yeah, Intrinsic Spell Chain, huge. I also would have taken Remove Consume. Unfortunately, I can't afford the Spell Chain because I took the unit, and I should have thought about that. Didn't realize that I was that close on gold, though. Whatever. Intrinsic is still good. It's just that the Spell Chain would have been perfect. Okay, so you're knocking back Archeon. Okay. We're gonna do it this way. Like, yes, I don't get to use the Rising Rage this way, but in exchange, I have a slightly easier time making sure that you take hits from enemies, I think. And that's mostly what I care about at this moment. And I can still, like, overstack this floor and whatever, who cares. It's not ideal, but I just wanted to make sure that you're taking hits to build up the rage. I'm going to do that, get rid of that. You are taking a fair bit of damage, oh well. Oh, it's because you're not ending up in front. I did fuck that. I forgot that that would happen. Okay, well, I kind of need to do that then. Because I need you to get more HP back so I can put you in front again. You're gonna hit the pyre, who cares, whatever. That's fine. These things happen. Yeah, unfortunately, letting you take that damage and not get the Valor was really dumb. Okay. Well, I kind of need to do this so that you can get your armor, because that isn't vaguely important to me, but it does feel really bad. Not the ordering I meant to do that in. Let's do that slightly better. I mean, either way, I have kind of fucked this battle, and I'm probably better served just restarting it and just being on top floor like I should be. Because, again, this is a pretty far ways off from any semblance of victory. Mostly because I really fucked up those turns. Yeah, we're just going to restart the battle. Okay, we're not saying I'm bottom floor. It's fine. It was a bad decision, as was borne out by this whole series of events. Okay, and we're going to put you there so that we can for sure get you on top floor with the Rising Rage. Okay. Okay, I'll let you get knocked back. That's fine. Okay, let's get rid of the Ember. I can't play you out. That's okay. Okay, we're gonna do that, and we're gonna put you up front so you can get the Valor armor, because that's vaguely important to us. Also, I already forgot that we need to have you up front to gain Perma Rage, but that's not a big deal. I mean, like, there were reasons for why I did things differently before now. But now I need you up front, even though it does mean you're losing your damage shields. Whatever, so be it. I just should have put the damage shields elsewhere. It's okay. How you doing, Prototype? Good to have you here. That doesn't do enough. Okay, let's instead do like this. I just would prefer to get you to die. That's the major point here. Okay, yes, I do sap my dudes. Fine, who cares? And unfortunately, you don't get the Valor armor in turn, but that's not a big deal. You did get the Perma Rage, which I do care about. This is a bad turn. Yeah, you die if I play you out, which is not a big deal, but it doesn't help in any way. It may as well take less damage. Okay, so every time I see this in hand, my instinct is to play it out because it's a blight. Doesn't actually matter though if I'm not trying to play out units, so. Okay. I think this is still worth doing even though it saps the shit out of me. And then we wait till this turn to play that out because it's better that way. And then we just take less damage and we're good. Because We kill him reasonably fast, but we at least get a couple hits onto our Perma Rage game. And, you know, it's not that impressive, but it helps. I mean, we're probably taking Awoken's Rail Spike. Turns out it's a little too good. Wings Radiance is also cute. But we'll take the Rail Spike. It's particularly good with Aquaths, since we can just get 3 extra Ember to pump into it if we want. Do I care about any of these? I suspect the answer is no, even though I should probably take one of them. Like, the Crusader would have been okay. I don't know. We are definitely going here. Sadly, can't put another upgrade on that one, but we can at least give multi-strike elsewhere. Okay. Enjoy your HP, and I guess have some Valor as well. Okay. I mean, I do kind of like Strangler, but we're gonna go Thornlord 3 just so I can get it in the logbook. So, do I want you, or do I want a second Demonic Fledgling? I think we want a second Demonic Fledgling. Maybe. Yeah, we'll just do the Demonic Fledgling. That's fine. What I really need is better Rising Rage, which, again, it's sad that I didn't get the Spell Chain, because I should have done things slightly differently. That's all. So. I need to start removing more units now. That is the case here. Alright, we'll take our chances on getting the Demonic Fledgling. We did. How cute. Okay, and then you get your armor, although you would make better use of that. That's fine. Not a big deal. Have some regen. Who cares? We are going to do this time with the reminder that it's helpful in making sure that I can get the Collector. Not that the Collector spawned this turn, but, you know. I need to remember to be moving up the imps. But, whatever. Actually not a great look. Well, I didn't mean to click that. I was gonna say, it's not a great time for the Rail Spike. Partly because I had the possibility of hitting this, which I then couldn't play. Which is okay. It still gives me shifting. We'll still want you to end up in front because I want the armor on you, but it does mean that I'm being not terribly efficient on my shifting. Turns out, though, that's not a big deal. So my dudes hit kind of hard. Okay, so Yeah, let's just do that. Even though, again, not being terribly efficient on the shifting, that's okay. We're just trying to make sure that we're getting some shifting every turn, and that the one who gets permanent rage is the one who's ending up in front. And, like, I'm doing more than enough damage as is, not too worried about that. Like, yes, it's Ajax who does sap the entire team. Not a concern. Not terribly worried about that in the slightest. Okay. And then, yeah, we'll just leave it as is. Like, I could have done things to kill his backliners, but that's the last hits that we get onto the Perma Rage, so why would we want to? And there we go. Ensnare is fine. I'm pretty confident it doesn't matter. Edge Prior is bad. I do need to master it at some point. This is not that point. Pyro Charge is fine. Who cares? So, Everlasting Light is very good. Punk Shredder, kind of cute since I do have sketches, and so I could use that as a way to cheat it out. Or I can take Benediction, and I'm going to tell you right now I'm going to take Benediction. Like, they're all potentially good. I would say that the Punk Shredder is the least important of them, but nonetheless, here we are. So there's 2 dupes available to me. I actually might just go for the Merchant of Magic, because if I can get, like, Spell Chain, that's great here. If I can get -2 and remove Consume, that's great on the Benediction. If I can get Double Stack and -1, that's also great on the Benediction. If I can get another Intrinsic, I can just on the other Rising Rage. Like, all of those things are good for me, and here I basically just want the dupe. So, we're gonna do this. Okay. Doesn't matter in the slightest. Goodbye health. Cute. Not the best time to get it, but, you know, it's cute. I am going to skip that, I think. Yeah. Okay, so I barely had enough to get the Looming Dark Shard. Which is worrisome. But hey, fine. I kind of want to do that, but we're going to skip. Sure, this could be a lot better than it is. But here we are. Right. So. I'm not in a good position, given that I have put myself down to essentially 0 HP. But, nonetheless, here we are. Okay, so I still need to play one of you out, because I do still have one Spear Steward. So, if I do this, then Sketches pulls the remaining units, and luckily I get the unit I care about. I have to get rid of that. Okay, so we are going to corrupt you. And then get you up there. And like, yeah, you'll take the corruption now. That's okay. My big concern was... I mean... I didn't want you to die. I do want you to take hits. It does mean I'm getting a bunch of corruption. That part's not great. I think it's manageable, though. So I have to play this, basically. And I do get the Benediction next turn, which is cute. Okay, we're gonna sacrifice this one. He's already got a bunch of corruption on him. It's not ideal. It is whatever. Do I want to use my Aquas? I think we're going to not. And like, yeah, I missed out on some Perma Rage. That's fine. It's better than that unit dying altogether. That's not ideal. Well, oh, I got a lot more than I thought I did. Oh, I was, because of the Looming Dark Shard. I did not understand how I got more cards. That makes a lot of sense. Anyways, that's fine. I just was looking for some way to shift the collector so I could use the sting, which is why I held on to the sting. But anyways, that worked out. It's whatever. It's fine. We got there. Alright. Yeah. Looming Dark Shard, very good artifact. Like, yeah, it's a little bit of a pain that I am down to 3 HP, but the Looming Dark Shard is so good. Especially when I have a 2-cost holdover card. It just giving me extra Ember to play out things whenever I draw the shards, so I never have to worry about the shards, is good. Even better, I can potentially 0-cost the shards with the Awoken Railspike, and then they become Ember positive, which is pretty cute. Okay. I will say, my deck, not the best at shifting currently, but it's getting there. Alright, look at us go. And then, unsurprisingly, we have the victory. I'm not going to play anything more, so that maybe takes slightly more hits onto our Rage. I'm pretty confident it doesn't matter in the slightest, because as you can see, we already get through basically his whole health bar in one round, and then we're just beating him to death, one piece of Reanimate at a time. Restoring Retreat is good. Does not matter to us here. Technically, we could use it on the Seraph or on Savagery Titan. But I'm just not going to worry about it. Wings Radiance, I don't mostly care about, but it is technically a way to speed up the Titan fight. I'll take it. It's fine. I kind of hate taking it just for the Titan fight, and like, I'm being a little harsh on it. It is fine outside of the Titan fight. I just mostly don't care about it. I will take Everlasting Light. Zephyr Room, also kind of cute. Mostly doesn't matter. We don't need those. Does Steward's Quarters help me? I think the answer is not strongly. It kind of does. Because, like, rather than playing Wilden 10 top floor, I could use it to then play out 3 of my 2 capacity things on top floor. And that's fine. Alternatively, I use Inferno Room to just ruin a lot of what Dominion's doing, and as much as it pains me, that's basically the correct decision. It also hurts me that we have Pyrestone housing, but the only way I get value out of that is if I go to this Merchant of Steel. Because that's... which is not on the same side as the dupe. Like, the healing would be okay. It's gonna matter a little less after Kale. But, whatever, fine. So, as much as it hurts me, I think we want to do Inferno Room here. I'm also going to take this, though I can't make it deployable yet. But I'm gonna go to this Merchant of Arms, I guess. And so we'll make it deployable there, unless we want to make something else deployable, but whatever. Like, we could also make the Everlasting Light deployable. But, hey. So this is Kale. So we'll do that. Alright. Yep, unfortunately, our other demonic fledgling is in the deck still. Not ideal. Not unexpected, but not ideal. And I do have a Calcified Ember to play out. I could Wings Radiance him. Oh, I did this slightly wrong. Nah, this is fine. I could get one more shift on my dudes by using the zero-cost Wings Radiance, but I do actually want you to be up front, so we're not going to do that. Okay. Yeah, this isn't actually worth doing, but we're doing it anyways. Yep. Alright. Demonic Fledgling is gonna die to the corruption. Ultimately, not a big concern. Like, it's a little sad. Oh well. Who cares? Also, sadly, Kale's here just to be a loser. May as well give the multi-strike. I didn't even get an Ascend card here either. Alright, so let's Ascend or move you up so then we can move you up and still have you up front. Goodbye, Demonic Fledgling. You'll be missed. Not a ton, but I suppose you'll be missed. None of this really matters. We're strong and bold and beautiful. I do hate how prevalent Inferno Room is. Okay, well, sorry, Kale, but you don't get to escape us. And yes, I am missing out on some rage stacks by killing things with the Inferno Room. It's still important enough for me to do it, nonetheless. Well, we almost killed Kale. Yeah, he dies to the Inferno Room no matter what here. I mean, I'll play these things just for the sake of it. Does not matter. We're doing this just so we get slightly more revenge rage because Kale dies to the Inferno Room, so no reason to do anything else fancy there. Tome of the Lost Path is good. Adaptive Mutation, honestly pretty decent with the Demonic Fledglings. I mean, it's also good with you. Yeah, I'll take it. It's a bit unnecessary. I'm gonna take Ember, because reasons. It's not totally important, but it is still what I'm doing. Okay. Well, that's an interesting prospect. You could have raised Kale to not die in the Inferno Room, right? Yeah, I could have. I chose not to worry about it. But you are correct. That is an option I could have implemented. I actually don't think I care about this Smidge Stone. Just because of the way that things shake out now. It doesn't actually help me. Okay. Well, we're gonna give you more multi-strike. And we're gonna give you... Honestly, we're just gonna give the HP to you. Even if that means I can't afford Titanite now. Well, enjoy your new ability, my friend. And Thornlord 3 it is. Basically doesn't matter. Wilden 10 is not an important member of our team. We are getting rid of the Spear Steward. And we're in very good shape. I am not too worried about Rax. I mean, he does do an insane amount of damage, and I am on top floor. Kind of. The question is, do I want to play the Inferno Room? And I think the answer is yes. I don't have, like, the most rage on the Battle Dancer by any means. It's fine. Also, technically, I could leave the Battle Dancer elsewhere. I could even sort of leave them in the Inferno Room if I'm giving them enough damage shields. We're just not going to worry about that, though. So. already forgot that we had the Mark of Invasion. Like, no great surprise that we do, but... Okay. So, I could use your ability, or I can just use Adapt Mutation. For those of you who are unaware, the weirdness of Adapt Mutation, a card that reads restore a friendly unit to full health and then swap its attack and health. It has very weird interactions with things that are granting attack, but are not actually straight stat changes. I.e. Rage, which is giving us 2 attack per stack, but is not actually augmenting our base attack. When using Adaptive Mutation, rather than swapping our whole 191 attack into our health and getting 14 attack in exchange, what we actually get is 191 HP and 195 attack. Because what it actually did is it changed our base attack, still gives us the extra attack from the Rage, while also snapshotting our attack, including the Rage, to turn into our health. It's very weird, because that's not how I would expect that to work, but that is how it works. So, ta-da! Here we are. I am going to leave these alive to attack into the Battle Dancer, is the general plan here. And then I'm going to do this. Yeah, perfect. Because I was hoping to be able to Rising Rage to keep him from dying. I don't really think it matters, because I'm reasonably confident that we're going to absolutely body Rax. But, you know, just in case. Should have done this differently so I could have used the Wings Radiance to shift one more time. Not too worried about it. Enjoy whatever technically you matter. Because now we have multi-strike on the Steward. Also a slightly higher attack, but it doesn't really matter. Whatever. Enjoy your extra attack power. And yes, again, we could be getting a lot more Perma Rage if we were actually letting these enemies attack into us. Not important enough to matter. Okay, so we just need to make sure that we always end up with the correct one in front. We are getting some corruption buildup because these guys apply corruption on strike, which is not ideal, but we are building up a non-trivial amount of armor and yeah, whatever, have a bunch of melee weakness, who cares. We're building up a non-trivial amount of armor, and we have a bunch of health, and then also we're stacking damage shields on the backliners if we need it. I was kind of hoping we'd have the Rising Rage this turn, so we could just move him up to top floor and prevent him from triggering his ability, but it's not a big deal. I could move him up. I'm going to agree to not do that because I'm reasonably confident That will be okay. And yes, I haven't used the Wrath ability this entire time because I'm trying to let enemies attack me. Yeah, no surprise. We're good. I could give him melee weakness. I could do other things. We're not going to. It doesn't actually change anything. We kill him in a single round regardless. I do not need any of these. Shield of Wing is cute. And it's cute enough to take. So we're going to. Okay, we're definitely going here. Don't really need the healing. Still useful. Unfortunately, Dante's Footstool is the wrong one. I will still take it. But I really want to tune Whetstone is what I want. The Cursed Windblade's fine. I don't really need it. I probably should not have bothered with the Footstool, but that's fine. Kind of want the Versatile Ember Staff. I don't think I actually need it, though, so we're going to skip. That's cute. Pretty wholly unnecessary. The Jack Strips is actually vaguely nice because we're going to have a number of the deformed duos in the Seraphite, the ones that have Reanimate 2 on them. So Inferno Room will knock them down. It will strip them of their first stack. And then Jack Strips means that they will die by the time they reach top floor, so I will never have to get the Corruption. I will never have to attack into them myself. I don't think that super matters, but it technically is nice. I could deployable this. I think I'm not going to. Which again, if I was going to do... If I was going to do Dante's Footstool, I could have instead just spent the gold to make Steward's Quarters deployable, which would have cost me less. Anyways, we're duping you. That's just what's happening here. Okay, so how much deployment Ember do I have now? I have 8. So, we're spending 2 for the Inferno Room. And then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I could do 8. Play that. Or I could do 2 for the Inferno Room, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's probably okay, because that leaves 1 Battle Dancer, 1 Demonic Fledgling, and then the Stewards unplayed. Which, okay. We'll do that, and then we drop a Steward. And if I mathed correctly, this is fine, and if I didn't, whatever, who cares? Okay. So, I think we're going to be pretty okay. We did hit hand max, which I think we're still okay on. I did know that was going to happen. Okay, and then we play that, and then you get that, and you get that, and then Okay, Battle Dancer into top floor. That's fine. Yeah, this doesn't totally work out the way that I wanted, but that's fine. I guess I can just do it this way. Yeah, whatever, that's fine. I just don't get quite as much shifting this way, but I did want him to end up in front. I guess I didn't really have to. Well, it's fine. It's whatever. I could have done slightly differently. Either way, we're going to attack you, and then we're going to hit you again, and then you're taking just a clean 2,222 damage here. Sure, I get a little bit of corruption on my team. I'm not too worried about it. Okay, so, come back. Enjoy your damage shields. Unfortunately, I don't have more shifting than this. I could do the adaptive mutation. You know what? Fine. We'll do it. Because there's not a ton of reason not to. Alright. And then, you know, Seraph is dead. Ta-da! Turn 2. Turns out, our deck is pretty strong. Okay. Okay, so that needs to go. Which I do think I forgot to take that into account in my calculations. Which is... yeah, and we didn't draw the Inferno Room this time. Because I am one... I do have one too many cards. Not that big a deal. The Inferno Room matters less on this fight. Yeah, this is fine. We won't get one on top floor this way. Actually, I don't want to do it that way. I actually do want to do it the other way. So, that goes, enjoy. You know what? I'm actually just going to use these now so I draw more on turn 1. That's fine. But this way I get the wrong unit up here, but fine. Well, sorry, you're gonna die. Who cares? I mean, you are useful to me. You're just not nearly as useful as the others. But, like, I can technically damage shield him a bunch and keep him alive. I don't think that matters to me. Okay, we'll do this so I can still play this out. What's the cooldown on Wrath? It's 3 turns. Yeah, whatever. Do I care about hitting you with the Sting? Probably more than I care about other things. And I'm not going to use their ability yet. Okay, yeah, this is why I kind of didn't want to use the Aquaths. Because I wanted to be able to use it with Wings Radiance. Well, we'll still do that even if it's not nearly as impressive. Okay, Entropy's basically dead. Oh no, I've become sapped a little bit. Could have used this Rising Rage at a different time. Alright. Savagery's down. Entropy is down. Who would have guessed? Who would have guessed? Enjoy, and we'll just play out the consume card so that we don't draw it on the next deck cycle. I don't really need to do that anymore. I probably shouldn't bother with it. Oh, and I should have shifted. Again, who really cares? I should have just played... Well, whatever. None of it matters. Also, now that I've swapped my HP, the Wing Shield takes effect. I kind of forgot that I had the Wing Shield because we were just killing everything without it, but... They do take damage when they attack into him based on his health, and he's got 287 HP, so they do crash upon their majesty. God, I do still want to play the Benediction, though I know it's wrong. Alright, I'm not going to bother playing the Benediction, even though it saddens me. But all I actually need, is the Wings Radiance. Which is the one thing I can't draw. Oh, technically I should be shifting other things. I mean, whatever. Had I drawn the Wings Radiance, we could have finished this turns ago. Alas. Oh, for a moment I thought I didn't draw it again. I'm like, how is that possible? Anyways, have a bunch of melee weakness. Take a little bit of sting damage too, I guess. Yeah. Anyways, here we go. Ta-da! Could have taken a lot less damage on that fight. Also, if I had drawn the Rising Rages on the right turns to stop Savagery. Or if I were willing to do the damage shields on lower floor units to just block Savagery for a turn or two. Doesn't matter. There we go. And thus, we have another crown. Truly an exciting time to be alive. Which brings us to 58 of 180. I'm only counting the Titan crowns, obviously, because those are the ones that matter. Also, I should have picked the next clan combo. For some reason, I can never hold it in my brain that I need to pick the clan combo. Okay, well that was fun. That was a cool deck. I enjoyed it. Now, who do we want? Maybe Tethys. Kind of want to do Ardoon. We don't actually have that many Ardoon crowns left. Nonetheless, let's do Ardoon and... I feel kind of obligated to do like Hellhorn. So I guess let's do Ardoon Hellhorn, see how that goes. Actually, no, let's do something with Ekka. Because I don't know the last time I played Ekka. I mean, I guess we'll just do Ekka Hellhorn instead. That's fine. We absolutely want Torch instead of Implings. Torch is a good starter. Impling is not. Not even a question. Why is it Pyre of Entropy? Like, the Silver Strike is a good start. The Ritual Battle is pretty good. Silent Sentinel is fine. So no on Crown of the Eternal. Yes on Kingdom's Tears. Side note, Tears of the Kingdom is a good game. Now, the problem is that what I wanted, admittedly, was kind of Silver Empress. The one that gets Conduit in one moon phase. We're probably taking Celestial Spellweaver, even though Pyre of Entry is going to piss me off. I mean, like, Lunar Steward is not bad with Hellhorn. Since Hellhorn does have ways to overstack floors, and it does have, well, one innate multi-strike unit. So like, oh, that's not bad. I don't have any ways to Mooncycle my deck to start with, but that's not too big of a concern. Nonetheless, let's go Celestial Spellweaver, even though Pyre of Entropy is in some ways going to fill me with great unknowable anger. Okay, well, here we are. Yeah, I don't need to get too fancy, because we do just have enough damage here to kill them all. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess we're playing the Ritual Battle. It seems like a bad idea not to. Especially because by the time the boss rolls around, we do have the ability to just, like, full heal the Silent Sentinel. Not to mention that we get extra healing on even the Witch Weaves if we want them. Okay, there we go. Wasn't ideal because we didn't have Full Moon for the Silver Strike. Since it's dramatically stronger since it hits twice. Which also makes better use of the spell weakness from the Silent Sentinel. So, this is an interesting selection. Phase Blessing gives us defense, and is even better because of Kingdom's Tears, because it gets the plus 10 magic power because it's a healing card. So, by base, it heals 15, which is very good. Also, obviously, scales very well with Conduit Ekka, Incant Ekka, whatever you want to call her. Moonlit Glaive, on the other hand, is a way to convert our Conduit into long-term damage, which is also very good. But we're going to take the Phase Blessing. We are not taking Branding Right, because it will kill our own units. Obviously, we can use it to kill enemies, but I don't really want to do that. We are not taking the others here. We're just not taking the others. So we're going here. Probably. Maybe. I don't know. I do actually want to go for the Merchant of Magic. looking for like holdover on the Phase Blessing or on the Silver Strike. Going here though, I could potentially get Lunar Priestess, which would be nice because it would give me phase control with the Silver Moon or the Silver Strike. And I don't hate that. Yeah. Also, like, Smidge Stone's not bad. Technically, I could also see Moonguard. I mean, there's a number of good things here. I do want to go here, but we'll just do this. That's fine. Okay. It's not really what I wanted to see. Not really. I think we probably still want to take the Shade Guard. Yeah, we'll take the Shade Guard. Unfortunately, what I really want for him is Smidge Stone. Could also take the Titanite. I'm gonna do this, even if I'm not totally sold on it. Yeah, whatever, fine. I don't know. We're probably spending more gold than we really need to, but this is okay. Okay, so Shade Guard's gonna hang out on top. It does mean that we can't play a Steward there. Oh well. You guys are going to hang out together again, and then you go there. Unfortunately, setting up mid-floor does mean that I am not going to end in Full Moon, which is a good reason for me not to be setting up on bottom floor like this. Also, I should probably be doing the Ritual Battle on the Shade Guard. I got kind of carried away. I mean, it's mostly okay regardless. Since he has Titanite and like we are going to just wail on the boss a bit. Oh, so there's that. Oh, I did that in the wrong order. And I knew I did in the wrong order, and then I still did it. It's not gonna be enough to get the kill, so we'll just leave it. Specifically, I just meant to do that in a slightly different way so I had more conduit. But I don't think it really changed anything. Also, he's dead. Oh boy. Truly a thrilling battle. I mean, we're taking another Phase Blessing. These are not bad for me, but that's what we're doing. I don't dislike Hidden Passage. Fine. It's helpful. I guess we're going here. Interesting. Don't need the Steelworker. I don't dislike the Steelworker, especially with Dualism. But we also have Phase Blessing. And I'm reasonably okay with that. So, instead I'm just going to give you more Multi-Strike, I guess. Again, not the most impressive thing in the world. But, you know, it is the thing. I don't care in the slightest about Bone Dog. We're taking Bone Dog Pendant, especially because this is the pyre with the highest HP, which means that the percent healing from this is even better. But mostly, it just doesn't matter to us. Okay. So we're gonna do it like this, which is a little not ideal, but the idea is that eventually we're going to get the hidden passage, and then we'll live a grand old life. Specifically, we're then going to move Eka up on top floor, and she'll hang out with her buddies there, and that'll be great. I do want to do the ritual battle, but we do not have Ember for it this turn, so too bad. Tough shit. Yeah, I don't actually know how many more times Archaon's visiting top 4, but I think that's still correct. Well, this is annoying, but we're playing out that because I want to. And the sap dude is a bit of a pain, especially this guy can't kill him in a single blow here, but that's okay. Yeah, that wasn't really worth it. Turns out the sap affected me more. It's fine. I take a small bit of damage. I could have done it if I'd used the ability, and I just chose not to, because I'm a greedy, grubby person. But, you know, it is what it is. I am aware that you enjoy Conduit Eka, Fury. I guess we'll do this now, although it would have been better to do this in slightly different ways. And then we take a little bit more damage, because boys, Pyre of Entropy, truly the greatest experience of all time. Do I care about the Spirit Steward? I guess I do. It feels incorrect to do this any other way, so. It is your favorite pyre. Oh, you know it. How could I refuse the call of such sweet and delicious beauty? Okay, well, no need to get too fancy here. Yeah, I could have done way more armor, another 51 armor, doesn't matter. We have more than enough as we then just beat Archaon to death. I don't have great attack scaling, but that's okay. Dark Deal I would love, except for the fact that it becomes way too dangerous to use with our conduit. Spike the Hellhorn is bad, and Transcendent is utterly meaningless to me. Well, that's an interesting spread of things, now isn't it? Mage Blade solves your problem? Yeah, so here's the thing, all of these solve my problem. I'm pretty confident we're taking the Ethereal Sealing. Not that I have the best deck for it currently, but I do like it quite a bit. So, pretty confident we're doing that. Yeah, I mean, whatever. That's what we're doing. Turns out, there we go. Choice made. Pretty sure we're taking Ember. Yeah. Yeah, we're taking Ember. But, like, Moon Guard would have been good there, but yeah, it's whatever. I think we're going here. What would be really helpful are spells actually worth using my Conduit on. The Silver Strikes are sort of okay, but they are phase conditional. I have no way to control phase, and also there are better options. This isn't really a choice. I am not going here. Luna does not have the best artifact pool. Like, they have some okay things, but like nothing that would really change things up for us right now. Hello, Splat. How you been? Feel like I haven't seen you in quite a while. And by that I mean I'm pretty sure I just haven't seen you in quite a while. Zone of Silence. I mean, Zone of Silence is nice. I think we mostly don't care. It has indeed been a bit, but I've been good. How about you? I have been okay. Had my ups and downs. Been busy. Been tired. Was very sick for 2 weeks. That was not fun. It's been at least a month now, unfortunately. Yeah, I thought it was, but I didn't want to say it's been a month and be wrong and feel like a callous person who doesn't pay attention to who's here and who's not. But glad to hear you've been well, at least. Anyway, Zone of Silence is good. We're just not going to worry about it. Enchanted Chamber is pretty solid for us, but not solid enough. Glass Cannon is honestly maybe worth taking for our Shade Guard, since we can stack up armor with the Phase Blessing. And having a way to actually deal damage with the Triple Strike would be good. I really don't want to do it, but I probably should. I'm going to greedily skip. I will tell you, that's probably not the thing I should do, though. Okay, well, Social Spellweaver 2 it is. Intrinsic. I want both on the Hidden Passage and on the Phase Blessing. I think we're just doing Hidden Passage. I probably should have taken the -2 and Consume, but I didn't. Especially now that we've seen that. Fine. We'll make Ritual Battle slightly more playable. And we'll go from there. It's goddamn Kel. At least we have defense against Kel, since I can just be stacking armor. The problem is I have to actually, like, draw them, and my deck is sort of thick. Yes, we get the extra draw from Entropy, but that doesn't totally solve my problems. Okay, so I guess we do it this way. Is how we get all the units on the floor. Because otherwise it doesn't work, and unfortunately that Terrain Steward goes unplayed, and we just suck it up. Okay, and we build some Conduit. And thanks to the Sealy, it's actually 3 Conduit per incant, not 2. Which is pretty cool. Okay. Yes. At least we have enough damage to kill that. And then whatever. We're taking the damage. I want to build up your rage when I can, so it is helpful, especially with these guys having a bunch of Titan skin by the time they hit top floor, and me not really having reliable damage spells to kill these enemies, even with our high Conduit. Whatever, fine. We'll just play that out. I think, in the grand scheme of things, it barely matters, and it's maybe better for me to build up the conduit. On the other hand, I think we're probably strong enough that that also just basically doesn't matter. At least not at the moment. Obviously, there are ways we can get a lot stronger than we currently are. Okay. And then we just don't incant while Kel's on fire. God, I get so angry at these sorts of hands. They just make me so sad. But again, this is why we built up the rage on him, so even when we have a bad turn, we just kind of murder everything. Alright. Slowly beat Kel to death. Turns out, triple strike. It's pretty good. Yeah, we're taking Eclipse Chamber. It only works for one unit, but it is good for that unit. I mean, the rest of these are good too. And honestly, after saying all that, I kind of want the Moonbeam. Because it is sort of... like, if I could get a holdover on it, that is sort of a spell worthy of us utilizing our things on all of our conduit. Nonetheless, we're taking Eclipse Chamber, it's whatever. March of Shields is okay. It's not as good as Phase Blessing, and ultimately doesn't matter. Okay, so I do want to go here to make Eclipse Chamber deployable. We could also potentially find the Mage Blade equipment, which would be very good. Don't know what I would dupe. It's either the Hidden Passage or it's a Phase Blessing, probably. Or the Ethereal Sealy, even if it's unupgraded. Would also love to go to the Merchant Magic. There's plenty of value to be had there. Nonetheless, we're just going to do this. And then there's another Eclipse Chamber. Could do the Inferno Room. We're not going to do the Inferno Room. Alright, they really want me to have Eclipse Chamber, apparently. Okay. You don't say. Okay, well, we're gonna do that. And then we have some choices to make. So, currently I've got 6 Deployment Ember. And I can't really do the Void. So we're just going to do this. I was debating if I want to take the Void Armament and combine it with the Moonlit Glaive. Because while that's a pain to play, it is basically going to result in the death of all my enemies. Since Shade Guard then goes to 5 attacks, getting a good chunk of extra power per conduit, plus is getting extra stats every turn off the Eclipse Chamber. Fine, we'll take the full greed plan. It's not like an altogether bad plan, mind you. Like, it has some solid backing to it. I guess we'll hold on to our gold. I do really want to get rid of, like, the Spear Stewards. They do nothing for us. They are purely a waste of space. But, whatever. Okay, so I think the way we do this now is we play you there, double Sealy behind, and then you guys go there. I don't really need the ritual battle now, so we're just gonna play other stuff out. And then just build up some power. Yeah, I won't bother using your ability. I kind of want to use it just so I can get spell weakness on the front dude, so I will get less sap from you. And yes, I'm aware that I can't play this right now. It is sad. It is whatever. Okay. You know what? Let's actually just do this turn slightly better. In the Dream World, we get Attuned Whetstone, so I can just get this for free at the beginning of battle. The chance of that happening, not terribly high. Okay, so, before I forget, we do that. Because that heals you. Sure. And then, whatever. Even without the equipment that I cannot play, we are still building up quite a bit of strength. Since he does gain attack every turn, he also gains more health. Like, he gains attack both from the Eclipse Chamber and from his own base ability. Overall, not bad. Fortunately, it's not full moon. Yeah, so we're gonna do that so that you get less reanimate. I suspect it doesn't matter, but in case it does, like, I can kill these guys with spells pretty easily, especially since I have that. If I needed to, I could have stacked way more armor with a Phase Blessing. Since the double Ethereal Sealy makes my already ridiculous Conduit gain even better. Like, I don't even have a great Incant deck. Doesn't matter. Cover of Night is good. Lunacy would be useful in a different world. Hexcalation is maybe worth taking. Again, the problem is that I essentially don't have any meaningfully powerful damage spell to use with a spell weakness. Technically, you can use on my own units as well. But I don't know that I care. It is kind of nice because I can use it on, like, Savagery in the Titan fight to make him hit me less times by ascending him. I can also use it to line up bosses with our Shade Guard, who is going to be hitting for a lot of damage once we actually can play our equipment. I think we're just not going to worry about that. The question is mostly, do I care about Cover of Night? I think the answer is, well, it's a reasonably decent card. It's a card I like. I just don't know that it matters for me here. Yeah, fine, whatever. We'll take it, I guess. One Horned Tome is cute. But no. kind of want to take it. I'm going to not take it, though. But honestly, maybe the right time for it. Okay. I do want to go here for a variety of reasons, namely related to the Ethereal Sealy. I do think we're going to go here. Because if I hit a Tuned Whetstone, that's great. If I hit other things, that's okay. Unfortunately, Summon does not matter. Stardust Treat is okay. I'll buy it because I got the gold for it. I don't really do Spell Weakness. I'm not going to worry about that. Unbroken Horn is a maybe. Lightstone Casing I like the idea of, but how much do we think we're actually going to worry about that? Fuck it. Who knows? And I'm not going to worry about Seer Orb, even though I technically could get some value out of it. Horn helps with the equip. Yeah, I know. That's why I was considering doing it. And then I just didn't. Okay, well, the spikes are somewhat of a concern, but we're going to live with that. Yeah, I don't really need to play those out. Yeah, I don't love getting Scourge cards. This is a problem, kind of. Okay, well, we're going to hit you so that we can build up our conduit more and take less damage onto our armor. Okay, you're technically not dead. I probably should have used you last turn. Oh well. Here we are. Oh, I do need to do this in the correct order. Oh, yeah, I did want to use the Phase Blessing, but I think we're okay doing it this way. Especially if I need to, I can just use the Witch Weaves to heal our dude. And technically I should have used the Torch to proc the Spell Weakness, not the Witch Weave. Not a big deal. Alright, you are taking a uncomfortable amount of damage, but at least we're not getting as much Scourge cards this turn, or as many Scourge cards, I should say. Okay, we will heal you. I don't know, just for good measure, we'll kill you there so we can slightly less corruption. Really need to draw the Phase Blessing. Also, really could have used this a while ago. Okay, we're doing okay. Also, I could have ascended the Spear Steward. It's fine. I wanted to get less Scourge cards. Also, I'm not too worried about things now that I got the Phase Blessing. Okay, again, not that I have, like, amazing damage output, but I do think we're in pretty good shape. Yeah, okay. But yeah, not ideal, especially since all my backliners die immediately to the spikes that Kayle has on, but we have enough. That's not a huge problem. It's not great, but it didn't ruin us. Fine, I'll take the Heaven Fall, even though I think it's incorrect. Nope, not the time I wanted to draw that. I mean, Cover of Night is not a terrible target for it. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I will do it even though it's kind of expensive. I could do the double stack for that. I could also double stack you for a bunch more rage. I don't think that rage is going to matter too much to me soon. Yeah, so this is what I wanted to do, but we drew it in the wrong order. Nonetheless, we are going to, I think, Spell Chain the Hidden Passage. Is that true? Maybe not. Depends on how greedy I want to be. Because the options are either... So there's a number of options here. I'm going to tell you right now, I think we're doing a holdover Heavenfall, even though that's kind of silly. Also, I don't have the phase control, so I won't be able to always hit every floor. Ultimately, not the worst thing, though. Alternatively, we do, like, holdover Phase Blessing, and then we're going to armor up to the High Heavens, which is, you know, good. So we could do Spell Chain Hidden Passage, or we can do Spell Chain Phase Blessing, which is good and legitimately fairly helpful for me against Dominion, maybe. It's mostly a matter of how many Seelies do I want to make. Because currently I've got 2. I have 2 more Duke spots, so I could just make 2 more Seelies. I don't think that's correct to do so. If I make 1 more Seelie, I can fit 3 of them on a floor with Ekka, and then I can use the Hidden Passage to ascend the Shade Guard. If I want to, I could also still Spell Chain the Hidden Passage and use that to get the Silent Sentinel on the floor. Don't think that super matters. If I want to make more Seelies, I could double dupe the Seelie and then, you know, play one of the Seelies on the same floor as the Shade Guard, Spell Chain the Hidden Passage, use that to ascend both the Shade Guard and the Seelie. I think that's probably overkill. I think what we're going to do is we're going to Spell Chain this, and I should probably hold over it. We're going to hold over the Heavenfall, though, because I am me. And then, fuck it, we're doing that because it's the last Merchant of Magic that I'm going to visit. And, admittedly, I should be duping the Spell Chain. What's its face? Phase Blessing. But I didn't, so here we are. You may also notice I have Ember problems. But, so be it. I also have a number of garbage cards in my deck that I've never dealt with. Whatever. That's what we got. Okay, well, we're going to play that, even if it means that I can't play out the other things, which is unhelpful, but hey. Dare I say, even somewhat concerning, but... yeah, the problem is the Heavenfall doesn't really address a lot of problems. There's a good chance I draw the Phase Blessing, though. Although this way I don't play out the Calcified Ember, which saddens me. But... I don't know, whatever. Okay, so... I did forget that... oh, yeah, never mind. I don't know. Whatever. Yeah, I guess let's kill you so I get a lot more conduit. And then do that. I take the damage from these because Pyre of Entropy is dumb, and I gave myself a very expensive holdover card. Whatever. So be it. That's a life. Sometimes you just live with it. It's a lot less impressive whenever we're in Full Moon. Also, totally meant to play out the Torch first. And I did. Oh, I should have used that to get rid of one of the spell shields for those guys. Kind of forgot. Oh well. Once again, I take some damage. Oh well, so be it. At least our dude in the back is scaling up pretty nicely. Even if I am not incanting very well, partly because I'm devoting 3 Ember a turn to the Heavenfall. Which is, you know, a thing. I would love to play the Cover of Night, but getting that much armor on Ek it's pretty good. God, I really do want to play this out, so we're gonna do that, I guess. Whatever, fine. Like, yeah, he's on the floor with all the beefy dudes, and there's the silence dude. Doesn't matter. We're pretty good. Ta-da! He does still do 100 damage to us, but that also basically just means he attacks for 1 round, and then we murder his ass. And either way, we can handle that. I mean, the Planetarian's cute. Unfortunately, it doesn't really help us because we already have Eclipse Chamber, which I think I want more. It doesn't, like, super matter, but whatever. The Escalation is actually pretty cute. Nonetheless, not going to worry about it. We are not using Inferno, and nor are we using any other things there, so... Again, sadly, cannot visit another Merchant of Magic. Really would appreciate that. Okay, that's something to consider. I do want Wing Steel, I think. Even though I don't think it's as helpful for me as I would desire. Honestly, Spell Sanctum is maybe worth swapping out Eclipse Chamber for. It does mitigate my problems a non-trivial amount. Okay, so what are my current Ember needs in deployment looking like? Because currently I have 8. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I've got 1 extra currently. I could get away with not playing the Silent Sentinel. And so I'd have 2 extra, and so I could make this deployable and take this, and that should work. Okay, now, how many deployable cards do I actually have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Gauge also works strangely. Was that one of the options there? Because I would consider taking Vault of Gauge if it is there. It's not totally a great option for me, but it is something to consider. It is there? Yeah, I don't know if I actually want it or not, though. Because the extra draw doesn't help me in the slightest, and like I don't have that many minus costs to mitigate things. We're gonna get rid of you. Rage, not decaying, don't care about. Celestial Sails, I do think we want, even if it's a little weird for me. I'm still paranoid that I have too many deployable things. I'm pretty confident I don't, but just to count again. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Should be good. And like we get a 9th one with the Celestial Sails, but okay. And then I think we're just duping the Phase Blessing here. Yeah, fine, done. Okay, so you are a bit of a concern for me depending on what I draw. I was hoping to draw the Phase Blessing with the Celestial Sails. That's part of why I took it. And by part of why I took it, I mean it's a good chunk of why I took it. Okay, sadly don't get to play out the dude, but that's okay. Now they're safe from the corruption. I don't love the Scourge card, whatever, it is what it is. Whatever, fine. Okay, well, we're gonna do this so we don't have to deal with the Scourge card. And then we're going to heal a whole bunch more and not be able to play out the thing and take some damage. Like, I do take a non-trivial amount of damage from the stupid blights, but it is what it is. So be it. Okay. That is at least helpful because it does prevent the corruption doubling from Seraph. It's not perfect, but it does help. And we get to nuke every floor with that, which is pretty cute. And then I draw more stupid blades. Great. Everyone's favorite. Like, yes, I've sort of done this to myself with the Heaven Fall. Nonetheless, doesn't, like, feel good that that's the case. Alright, and there we have the kill. I take a little bit more damage. So, yeah, because we just mostly had to clear the way for the Shade Guard to get the attacks in. Because he does, you know, 2,000 some damage there. Alright, I am going to take a non-trivial amount of damage from this fight, but fine. We'll manage. Especially if I draw the... yeah, Phase Blessing. So. Eka. And friends. Maybe should have one of you in front. I don't think it matters, though. I think my armor buildup is going to be enough. I do want the conduit buildup, but it's also helpful to me to get rid of your spell shields. So, whatever. Take some damage. Fine. Okay. Unfortunately, I don't have the Ember to play out all of these things. I legitimately should have probably swapped to the Spell Sanctum for this exact reason, but whatever. It's fine. And unfortunately, you blocked that with your stupid spell shield. Also, maybe didn't really need the Pyrolite. Probably could have gone away with just doing the Phase Blessing instead. I think we're fine. We should have enough HP, or armor at least, that is largely going to be a non-issue. Well, yes, I'm taking damage partly because I'm not even attempting to play out the Vengeful Shards. We still have a good chunk of HP, and we have Bone Dog's Pendant. We'll be okay. Okay, let's give you some more armor. And then explode everything. Not that it's doing insane damage yet, but hey. It is speeding things up, and obviously it's killing all the enemies before they have a chance to exist. Oh, actually, let's do that slightly differently. Because we can do that, which is better. Yeah, whatever, who cares, fine. Anyway, Savagery's down, Entropy's down, we're just waiting on Dominion, but that should go fairly quickly at this point. God. These dumb fucking hands. It's weird that that ends up casting twice on that floor. Seemingly. Anyways, whatever. Great. Love that I'm taking more Vengeful Shard damage. So cool. Again, not actually a problem. Yes, we're getting low in HP, but we should be killing Dominion in mere moments. God, you're so close to dead. Dang, we should have played out Vengeful Charge. Doesn't matter. It's fine. You know what? Just for the sake of it, we're going to do the Heavenfall. It looks cooler than doing the Pyrelight. And they both result in a kill. Okay. We took a lot of damage during that fight. It looked like we took less because we got healed up some from the Bone Dog's Pendant, but it took a lot. Because I just, like, couldn't ever play out the Vengeful Shards because Pyre of Entropy is dumb. It's just the worst. It's just the worst. And also, obviously, I had no mitigation for either Dominion or Savagery, and I wasn't a particularly good incant deck. Like, even with the 3 Sealies, I was not generating... excuse me. I was not generating a particularly impressive amount of conduit. Which is fine. It was good enough. Hello, Ashiaka. Thanks for the raid. How you doing, friend? Oh, and once again, which one am I doing now? Great question. I should probably do one of the Monster Train 1 champions. Should probably do Penumbra, because I haven't done any Penumbra runs, but Penumbra is also just the worst. Although on Gabrio's tier list the other day, I think yesterday, maybe it was the day before. Anyways, he did put him in A tier, which I don't fully agree with, but I do understand why he put him there. I'm okay, had a Fade Lunar run saved by Dante because he was, like, literally the only damaging unit I found the whole run. I mean, that is how Dante works. Penumbra's not that bad. Yes, I know he's better than the Monster Train 1. I don't think Penumbra is A tier still. And also from an enjoyment stage, I still really dislike Penumbra because the paths are very bland and don't do much for you. Like, they're fine. They're definitely better than Monster Train 1 just because of how things work, but have some Under Legion fun. Anyways, we're gonna play Penumbra. I guess if you want Under Legion, we'll do Penumbra Under Legion. Not that I'm excited to play Penumbra, but, you know, it's a thing. So, I don't actually super love either of the Under Legion starters. I do think, in general, Eager Conscript is better. But I'm sort of inclined to take the Spore Touch because it gives us slightly better backline access. So we have a greater shot at getting the collectors. Fine. But here we are. Not a bad opener. Aquaths is fine. Ooh. That's a thing. I do really like Split Anvil. I don't know what we'd really want to play in this clan combo to utilize it, though. technically, there's things we could do with, like, Furnace Tap, maybe, but that's a bit of a stretch. Gem Trove is... Yeah, Gem Trove is kind of the other one. That's also a bit wonky. Not bad, though. And then there's sort of others like Excavation, Eruption, and Forever Consumed, and some others that like we could utilize. They're not great on their own, but they would work with Split Anvil. Verdant Cycle is also just solid value. Also had an Eel Gorgon run with Secret Ingredient, Spell Sanctum, Mod, Mid, and Leaky Pen, so that was fun. Yeah, that certainly is a good lineup for Eel Gorgon. There's a lot of high cost in Underlegion and Umbra. I don't know that there's all that much high cost in Underlegion. Umbra does have a fair bet. It was more to the effect of, is there anything that I think I would actually get good value out of? And would it be really supporting my lineup to do it? And I think it's worth taking. I do like Verdant Cycle, though. And so this was mostly talking myself out of Verdant Cycle into Split Anvil. And I think I do want Split Anvil. Rot is also another option. Yeah, that's fair. Anyways, we'll take the Split Anvil. Partly the Verdant... Whatever. I just had it on screen. I want to say Verdant Cycle, but that sounds wrong. Anyways, part of the reason for taking it is we already have multiple Consume cards in the deck, and we're definitely going to get more as time goes on. But nonetheless, here we are. Architect is lame. Glutton is probably what we're taking. I'm not wild about either, but Glutton is okay, especially when I have the Packed Morsel start. It's fine. Technically, Architect is sort of okay, since we do have the AoE Propagate. Not that that tons matters, because Penumbra isn't really giving you extra capacity with Architect until rank 3, and even then it's only 1 extra capacity. Unless you're sacrificing Penumbra. But the point is it's not really giving you the ability to put more units on the floor to any great degree. Sadly, not playing with the Terrain Steward because that's just not helpful. Like, I can play it here, but then I can't play Morsels there, so... Okay, give me something good to eat. Okay, we're gonna kill you, because that's actually more helpful. I don't have anything to propagate yet. I mean, I do now, but... Anyways, this is exactly why we took the Spore Touch, or at least one of the reasons. I don't think I need to propagate the Lifesteal. Ideally, propagating the Lifesteal and the Damage Shield would be nice, but not wildly helpful. You do survive. I'm still not used to the Morsel stats in Monster Train 2. I always have to remind myself as I'm playing Umbra to, you know, to keep in mind the new stats, because it is actually relevant. Oh, the Eel Gorgon run is one you would have absolutely hated, by the way. I randomed into Malika, and then for memes took Caprice's Reflection, so, yeah, everything came with 2. Yeah, I would not have done that. I refuse to live in that world. Like, I'll play Malika's. I don't love it, but it is legitimately a decent fire. I am not ever taking Caprice's Reflection. Yeah, first Artifact Caprice's Reflection, I should clarify. Yeah. Wholly expected that was what you meant. Anyways, I definitely could have won on this floor if I had really wanted to. Yep, there we go. I was pretty confident it was doable. Ta-da! There we go. Okay, well, that's the set of options that exists. And I'm pretty sure I'm taking the Prismal Dust. Though Perils is a little hard to turn down. Part of the problem is this clan combo has very little damage scaling. Like, as far as Umbra damage scaling cards, excluding Morsels for the moment, there's basically just Perils and Void Binding, and then of course like getting more multi-strike via Furnace Tap. And like, yes, you can scale with Morsels as well, which again is more viable in Monster Train 2. Doesn't totally solve our needs unless we hit Trample in some way, but whatever. Shroud spiking damage Morsel, yes, that is an option. But as far as just like standard damage scaling cards go, not a lot of options. Under Legion has none. It also doesn't have any damaging or damage boosting equipment. It has Loam Coat, which is quite good, but no attack scaling. Obviously, there is neutral attack scaling equipment, which is not bad. And there's plenty of ways to do damage without doing direct damage in Under Legion. But, I don't know, I lean towards taking the Prismal Dust. It's just good in a number of ways, particularly looking at Savagery Seraph, and the fact that I can propagate as well. I'm gonna take that. So, I think we're taking the Loam Coat, but these are all interesting. I don't even know. I guess we're taking this. Okay. I mean, Moral Mistress is not a bad pickup, kind of. Savagery is going to be annoying with this combo. Not a lot of direct damage to deal with the assassins. Yeah, but that's where damage shields come in. And also, there's a slightly greater chance that we can get, like, Inferno Room. Which, I hate relying on Inferno Room, but it is an option. I'm going to take the Moral Mistress. It's not wildly what I want. And that's a maybe. The problem is, like, none of this is what I want. I might do the multi-strike, but it feels really bad to put on Crucible Collector for a variety of reasons. Number one, he burns through his lifesteal faster, which is not great for, like, Relentless and just general sustain. But also, I'm pretty confident I'm not going to rely on him to be my main damage later in the run. Maybe I will, but probably not. I could do the Large Stone. Doesn't tons help her, but it does give her a little bit of survivability at the beginning. I could also re-roll looking for Dualism or Smidge Stone, both of which are fine. I don't really want to spend all of my gold here, though. Ugh. Okay. Sadly, I cannot afford both of these. Otherwise, I would happily take the Dual Stone, Smidge Stone. Okay, we're doing that. And we're gonna see what happens. Okay, so well, I guess that's what we're doing. Wasn't what I was intending to be doing, but that's what we're doing now. Sadly, Split Anvil only works with spells. Although I guess I have Aquas, which I already forgot was a thing. So we'll just pop that so we can kill the whole floor and then give you some power. I did lose 1 damage shield, but it also doesn't matter because I have a whole bunch more. The problem is I only have 1 more consume card, so there's a good chance that I don't actually get meaningfully helpful things in Relentless. I probably should have given you the damage, but that's okay. Either way, it's fine. We're in pretty good shape. Yeah, that's about what I expected. That does dramatically speed things up, though. Because now we're losing less damage shields per turn. I was hoping for a health morsel, so block, but it's whatever. I mean, there's a lot of things I was hoping for, but I also probably could have finished on bottom floor if I had done the other Shade Splitter there, and I just didn't, because who cares? Because this way I didn't take pyro damage, and I very easily have the kill somewhere between my 2 floors. Yeah, we'll take another Prismal Dust, especially since we have Moral Mistress. Take a Gooey Flask, I guess. Do I want Merchant of Magic? Probably. Probably. Merchant of Arms is potentially intriguing for a number of reasons, but we're gonna do this. Problem was what I would really like is like remove, consume, and holdover, and I definitely don't have the gold for that. I might still want to roll for remove, consume. I mean, Allied Construct is sort of okay, but I'm pretty confident we're going to pivot away from that. Spell Chain's pretty good. And like, so is Double Stack. So I guess we're just going to do that, and we're going to do that. It's not what I wanted, but it's... Ooh. Well... Okay. I mean, this is an incredible pickup for us. Just have to decide how I want to do this. Yeah, so we're gonna do it like this. It's gonna look a little weird. It makes sense, trust me. And in the ideal world, we now get remove, consume for that. and, you know, hold over. But overall, we have a winning run. Like, we just have to get there. We should be fine, even if we don't draw morsels. I believe he does 13 damage. Yeah. Okay. So I'm actually not gonna play all of these like I was originally going to. But that's fine. We'll just give you a morsel. You also have lifesteal, who cares? But like, oh, I did have Aquas. I could have used that. That would have been a better play. Forget about Aquas. Yeah, it turns out Moral Mistress is pretty good. Like, even with sort of inconsistent etching. Like, with Dualism, if I just etch one thing a turn, it is enough to win the early game. And that's good. And if I miss, it's not that big a deal. Close enough, welcome back, Reap Chief. Yeah, more or less. Okay. And, like, people complain about Moral Mistress being inconsistent, but there's a lot of edge cards in Under Legion, or consume cards, I should say. And you don't actually need that many to, like, get good value out of it. Okay, we finally are able to use the split anvil a little bit. You can also get 2 consume upgrades each magic shop, technically. Yeah, the only problem with that is that most Under Legion cards can't take the magic power upgrade. Obviously, you have your ally clan, so it's not, you know, it's not totally a problem, but it's not ideal. Also, I forgot that the damage morsel was going to die to the spikes there. Unfortunately, really not what I wanted to draw this turn. Yeah, I was really hoping for the other damage morsels so that because I believe the other one has 9 attack, and so it would have been enough to kill this guy, and then Penumbra would have been able to kill the other one. Whatever, it's fine, not that big a deal, just a little disappointing. But yeah, in my ideal world, I want Madame Lionsmane's, I want her starter card to have some way to take the magic power, even if it says deals 0 damage, just so you could take the +20 and consume, would be really nice for the clan. I mean, there's only 2 etch units in the clan, but still, it would be nice. Anyways, even with only 1 consume card here, we're still have enough to kill our dude, so let's do that. Even before we did that, we almost had the kill since we had a little bit of decay on him and a whole lot of damage shields. But there we go. So Blazing Bolts is one of those cards I was gonna consider for Split Anvil, but it's not what we are gonna take. We are gonna take the Mitosis Cap, though. Racking Pain also fairly cute for us. We're taking the Mitosis Cap. Sadly, can't really use the Death Cap Prophet. And here's where I need to start making decisions. I think the answer is I'm okay taking double capacity. Which is a bit weird, but I think that's correct. Yeah, fuck it. We're doing it. Done. Racking Pain always feels so meh to me. Either my debuffs are going to kill the unit and Racking does nothing, or I don't have enough debuffs to kill and Racking does only a bit of damage. Yeah, it's a bit weird. It's mostly for, like, speeding up boss deaths. Especially because it, bare minimum, reads effectively proc your decay. And doubling your decay damage for the turn is not bad. It also helps with, like, the double heavies. Though there are plenty of other ways to be already outputting enough damage to kill the double heavies, then that doesn't really matter. But, yeah, it's a bit of a weird card. I don't take it super often. I think the weirder one is... I can't even remember the name of it offhand. Deadly Variant. Apply decay equal to sap. There's not that many sap sources in the clan. Like, there's some, but it's just, like, oddly specific. But, like, it can output an insane amount of sap, but it's weird, especially being a consume card. Unless you are removing consume on it or duping it, you have to, like, wait until you actually have a reasonable amount of sap on an enemy. But, I don't know. Again, that's another one that can output an insane amount of decay. So, we're going to take Glutton. Because, why not? And I don't really care about these. What I do care about is duping the gift box. Yeah, Deadly Variant is also weird. I'd like to take it, but I never see it when I've got sap. Yeah, it's a bit strange. That's just kind of how it is. Yeah, I'm actually not going to spend any more than that. I mean, I don't love this, but fine. I mean, we should be okay. Like, it's not really a major concern. Kind of want to play the Crucible Collector here just for a bit more bulk, but realistically, not actually helpful. Okay, I do kind of need this now. Okay, and at least they cooperated and gave me morsels that don't die to spikes. So that's something. That the Crucible Collector is in bad shape, but whatever. Not too big of a concern. I probably shouldn't have bothered playing out the what's its face. One of these days I'll have the words. The Vengeful Shard. So the problem is I really do want the Mitosis Cap, but I kind of want to leave on your Loam Coat. We could probably drop it. Now, it's really just, do I think I'm going to roll back into it again before the fight is over? And I'm not totally convinced that I will. Okay, let's just do this then. Yeah, so when I showed up, how are you doing? Been good. I've been watching GDQ and playing with the kitten. Fair enough. I have not caught up with GDQ at all yet. Sadly, I can't kill the collector. It does fill me with great despair. But, alas. Yeah. Anyways, we're gonna do this. And I guess we're gonna hold on to this small gift box for later. I don't think doing that is terribly helpful, so we'll just do that. Alright, now, I still need to draw things in the right order. Like, we're kind of okay against Kel, just because we have 1,000 damage shields, but still not, like, really what I would like. So you killed this one, and then you killed that one, I think? Yeah, okay. I don't actually have to think about this. We have enough for the rest of these, so... Yeah, like, the Spear Steward doesn't matter, because the moment Kel comes out, he just kills it, because Kel is a terrible, awful, no-good loser. Ooh, that is not when I wanted to draw this. Fuck me. Oh, God. Yeah, that's real bad. Okay, well. We do what we can, then. Unfortunately, not great. This means that I have no way to generate meaningful decay on him. Which is not good. Like, I've got a ton of... Oh, fuck. And that also means that I don't get the mitosis cap. Didn't really plan that part out. And if that's the case, I should have left the loam coat on. Mostly what I should have done is... either... Well, there's a lot of things. I probably should have set up on... Well, I actually should have just given you the spore touches as part of it. But I didn't. Really wanted you to have lifesteal. I think I win this, but not getting the mitosis cap fills me with great and terrible despair. Yeah, there we go. Okay, not great, but hey, fine. Kel is just lame. I don't need the Void Binding or really any of these. Like, the Grovel's okay, but I don't know. I can sort of get value out of the Grovel, but it's not really what I want to be doing. Do I care about Mushroom? Kind of. I think no. What I really want is the stupid Merchant of Magic. Yeah, not getting the mitosis cap there does set me behind, unfortunately. Okay, so what's the deal? I think we want to go to the right. The removals are okay for us. And there is the possibility of hitting some decent things at the Merchant of Trinkets. Okay, that's fine. Attuned Whetstone is both good and kind of weird. Ancient Roots. I don't remember how that interacts with Split Anvil, so I'm wary of taking it. I don't have any room cards, but I could get room cards. Shadow Sheath is interesting. Because I do have Propagate. It's not a... So, like, I'm not going to be getting the Slays for the most part. But I do think I want that. Maybe... Yeah, Spore Launcher and Squad Leader, both not really relevant to my needs. I would have taken Puffball if it were there, but that's about it. What I really wanted was, like, Twin Minds, or whatever the thing is called, that dupes the first Consume card you played. There are other things as well that I would have been happy with. But that's what I, like, really wanted. I think Shadow Sheath is probably worth me taking. It's just that there's a good chance it whiffs and does basically nothing for me. The -1 Ember per turn, not ideal, but it's fine. Yeah, didn't totally want the Mitosis Cap here, but fine. Immortal God Emperor Puffball, long may he reign. Fair enough. Alright, we'll equip that now, even though I kind of just want to put the Loam Coat on for a while. Yeah, this is the problem, is if you don't get a kill this turn, you don't get to propagate the stealth like I would like you to. Actually... Actually, let's do this differently. So we're gonna give the damage shields to you. So then we can propagate your damage shields. I'm pretty sure the Spell Chain copy comes out... I guess I've got Aquas. Yeah, okay. This is a bit weird, but we're going to do it this way. So I can give a whole lot more damage shields. And I can't get the Collector, because why would I ever be allowed to get the Collector? Okay, and I'm not killing all the things, that's fine. Question is, do I want to open the gift box? And I think the answer is no. But maybe I should. Ow, that actually hurt a fair bit. Anytime you get Loam Coat on Puffball with Dualism, that's why I dub him. I mean, he's a good unit. I do like him quite a bit. Yeah, this is the problem, is I once again... No, there's a possibility that I draw into what I need. I am going to open that, both because I need to generate some decay and other reasons. Alright, well, let's see what we can do. Take a little bit more fire damage, not a ton. I think we're okay into Quoto, especially if I actually draw anything. Turns out, no. Why would I draw literally anything helpful? Yeah, that's not great. Oh, and you didn't even block because you have the stealth, because that's annoying like that. Yeah, so this is the problem, is I do actually need you to survive, kind of. Like, it's not the end of the world if you don't, but it does bother me because I just want to use a stupid loam coat. Alright, we're going to do this a little different. Not that I really want to restart the battle and we can win it, it just mostly angers me that I won't get the mitosis cap. So, back to the other plan. Alright, have a nice night. Also, we did draw the proliferate this turn, so I guess we're going to use the proliferate this turn. Which is not bad for us. Okay, well... well, in this world, the mitosis cap is fine to go on you, kind of. I still want to hold out for the loam coat, though, I think. Yeah, I don't actually need to play the Gooey Flask, and I think it's in my best interest to play slightly less things. Usually my mitosis cap morsel make a battle morsel. I'm not going to do that. Alright, so you're going to get that. We'll do that. Okay, but if we do see the mitosis cap roll around, we will play that next time. Which we should see it come back through. Yeah, that's not quite enough. I don't know why I try. Okay, we better draw that stupid mitosis cap. The problem is, there's a good chance we don't. Of course, you don't do damage. Technically, you're going to do a little bit of damage by starting with the stealth, but not enough to kill these guys, so that's unfortunate. I guess we'll do that, and I take a little bit of damage. Okay. Yeah, that's annoying. Also, I didn't draw the mitosis cap, which is the whole point of me restarting, is that I would like to get the mitosis cap on my dude. Alright, we're going to try it one more time, because I just want the goddamn mitosis cap. That's all I care about. And I know I'm being really picky about this. But, nonetheless, it's fun. I mean, the biggest thing is that I need to get Decay on Quota, which mostly means that I need to just not play out as many of my consume cards. Would Spore Touching the Enchanter be better? No. It wouldn't really, kind of. I'd considered it as an option, but I don't think it tons helps me. And doing the Decay on Quoto does knock off his Titan skin a little faster. I'm actually just going to wait on the Aquaths. Like, yeah, it's helpful if I do it on this turn, but Okay. You're just gonna get that. You are gonna do this. I did this the other day after like 8 restarts. I said fucking just abandon the run. Might have been winnable, but too much. Yeah, I get that. Okay. Okay, we're gonna not play the pack morsels. Unfortunately, having the Loam Coat means that he does build up more stealth than she does, which means that Quoto will probably eventually be unhelpful and start hitting her before him. Whatever. We'll see what we can do. Okay, there's at least a good chance that I draw things I care about in the coming turn. I just want to make more Moro Mistresses. Oh my god. Oh my god. I mean, it's probably fine to just leave it. Like, he's not a hard boss. I'm gonna win. Like, that's not the problem. The problem is just I want her to be alive while I do it. But fine, whatever. We're not gonna keep fucking around with it. I spent too much time on this already. I spent so much time doing no damage. Also, I could have been feeding the morsel to my bottom floor this whole time, would take a little bit more damage on the pyre, but that probably would have been all I needed. Like, I have a lot of damage, shields, and stealth, and it just takes forever for me to actually get through. Yeah, this is what I needed, was just these cards last turn. Whatever, fine. Okay, fine. Look, he's dead. I also maybe could have just put Penumbra on the bottom floor. I don't know. It's fine. Trample would have been the other way to take this. Also, Gem Trove is not bad. Kind of. I don't know. Do I actually care about these? Kind of not. Unfortunately, I do want to go to the dupe, but I really want to go to the Merchants of Magic, so. We're going to skip. I will take a Grow Room. It's not crazy for me, but it's something. Okay, please just have Remove Consume. Well, there's the holdover I would have wanted, but not the Remove Consume. God damn you. Also, I would have rathered have Intrinsic on the Proliferate. Didn't even consider that that was an option. Okay, well, fine. So be it. Okay, fine. It sort of maybe makes up for my failings. Kind of. Yeah, we'll do that, I guess. I don't want to spend all of my gold, but I do want to have less garbage in my deck, since I have no draw power. And here we are. At least with Kale, I can potentially stack some stuff on him right from the beginning. Because he's a flying boss, and that's how that works. Okay, now we're going to put the Loam Coat on you, I guess. Because it will propagate your stealth, it will propagate the lifesteal, all of which is good. Unfortunately, these guys get to be eaten before the decay ticks, which is really not great. Yeah, I guess we'll leave that. Oh, I could have used Aquaz. Well, it's whatever. Again, not quite what I had desired. I didn't totally want to pop the morsels, but I did want... Penumbra to scale. That's all I'm trying to say. Don't mind me as I struggle with simple concepts. Okay. Luckily, the decay procs before Kale's resolve trigger. Also, this is helpful because now we're propagating damage shields and stealth every turn, which is not bad. It's not insane, but it's not bad. Also, I should probably be feeding some morsels to the people down here. But hey. Really was hoping for more etching on you that turn, but we got what we got. Whatever, fine. I'll use that to get rid of your damage shield and greed a little bit by not playing the box. Again, I should honestly be feeding all the damage morsels to... Oh, I gave you more damage shields than I wanted. Fine. I mean, it's not really fine. We're going to take a lot of damage. Okay, so that doesn't totally help. You get the attack first, you knock off damage shield, but you have 2 damage shields, and so what does it matter? I'm actually taking a ton of damage here. Well, we'll see what happens. I think I survive. It's maybe bad. And I mean, I know it's bad. I'm not dead, though. Thank God I at least get to do this. well... Oh, I'm sorry. We're doing this in a slightly different. Because what we're actually doing is we're remembering to use Aquaths. And then we're doing all this. Oh, I can't feed you the damage one like I meant to. Well... And the problem is, like, if I don't kill on bottom floor, then I definitely die, because those guys will murder me in the Pyre. Luckily, not important. We actually, for once, do the thing our deck is supposed to do. I definitely could have built this deck better than I did. It's fine. It's whatever. Also, this is just a bad matchup for us with the damage shields. The lifesteal one would have been by far the best matchup, but that's fine. We survived. We don't want Shroud Mitosis. Racking Pain, I kind of do want. I did take a lot of damage, which is not great. I mean, we did have a little bit of healing on the path that I wanted to go. We'll take Racking Pain, I guess. And we'll take Heaven's Light, even though it doesn't super matter now. Well, Glutton 3 it is, I guess. So if I do that... No, we're gonna reroll. Thank God. I wanted Holdover 2, but absolutely I'll take this. I mean, I don't totally need the intrinsic here, but I will do the intrinsic there. We'll just zero cost. Like, I didn't need to do the minus cost on that. Not really. Anyways, we're getting rid of you. We're getting rid of one of these. And I have 2 Moral Mistresses now, which is cute. Yeah. I was afraid of that. Well, let's see what we can do. I did forget that I just got rid of the Steward. Unfortunately, the silencers are real dumb for me. I don't really have a way to deal with them. Because Underlegion just, as a whole, doesn't have a ton of ways to deal with them. Unfortunately, the spikes kill all my morsels. I could give you guys damage shields. That is not great, though. Well, I can at least sap the shit out of these guys. I also should have played the morsels first, and for some reason chose not to. Although, I was going to say, although then it means that I can actually let them feast. That's not true. Cannot do that. We're going to do this slightly differently, where I remember to play the morsels before I propagate, so that they help me kill things. Which is only moderately helpful, but, you know, we'll take what we can get. Okay, so. Unfortunately, you still don't have enough life to survive. The only thing that would survive are the health morsels, which I do not have any. Okay, so this way, they at least attack for more. I could Prismal Dust them if I really wanted to. Not incredibly useful. Okay. Yeah, not super helpful, but fine. Okay, I was just trying to make sure I had enough space in hand for this. Unfortunately, one of the Prismal Dust is not going to matter. Oh well, so be it. Have some more sap, because why not? I should have played out the morsel first. Can't tell you right now, doesn't really matter. Would love it if Penumbra were allowed to... Oh, you didn't get to keep your stealth. I was not expecting the order of operations to work that way. That's fine. Whatever, fine. Like, these guys have enough sap that they're not going to get to hurt the pyre, so it's a meaningless concept. And yes, I buffed these guys to the high heavens. Doesn't matter. This is a bad turn to have all this. We're gonna try that, though I suspect that is not for the best. Yeah, the problem is I am not feeding Penumbra at all. I probably should just have Penumbra on bottom floor. Like I'd originally planned. Yeah, and then you ruin things, you jerks. Yeah, the problem is I give you more attack than I take away. Yeah, I don't think this works this way. Unsurprisingly. Because if I had more health, I could survive this, but you're going to do a lot of damage as is, and you would also do a bunch of damage. Okay, let's do this in a different way. Namely, a way that gives a slightly better chance at survival. This is why I hate the silence dudes. They just really annoy the shit out of me. Okay, well, let's get you stacking a little bit. And honestly, I'm going to give you a damage shield as well so that Penumbra can start getting a little bit of attack power. Unfortunately, I need you guys to have sap. Well, not great. Really would love to be able to kill the stupid silence dude. It doesn't tons matter this turn. Like, I can kill him, but this is not the turn that matters in my life. Okay, well, I can at least give you a morsel that doesn't die and start feeding Penumbra a little bit. So that's something. So again, my problem is mainly the later enemies. Well, we'll see what we can do. Okay. I can sort of greed and do that. Okay. Alright, this is not a terrible draw. Okay, so we do that, and then we Racking Pain so that you're not going to be around next turn. And then we just murder the shit out of you guys. And if we really needed to, we could also play the morsel up front. Because then he could kill this guy on the attack, and then Penumbra would be able to hit here and do 161. That would be helpful, but we don't need to. This, though, not good. Well, there's still a good chance that we can sap that guy since he doesn't have one of the Ardents, whatever they're called. Yeah. So you won't get the attack buff if we do it, which is the major thing. Okay. So, morsels up front, kill the front two targets, and then we do massively higher damage to you. That kills you. God, this is such a bad battle for us. Yeah, so that doesn't matter, but it does give us the remaining sap we need, or decay. In which case, we are then free to just sap you so that you don't murder us. Would also have been nice to do on the next floor, in case I also draw poorly, but we're probably okay. Well, never mind, but we tried. Okay, well, there's still a decent chance that this goes well. Also, I have a ton of damage shields and stealth, Yeah, like, we're fine even with drawing poorly here. Oh, man. This is why I wanted to just get Remove Consume on a small gift box earlier and then dupe it more, but I wasn't able to do that. I probably should not have hunted it as hard as I did. Oh, well. The Crucible Extension's cute. Does not matter. Gem Trove is okay. Pox is a no. Mulch will happily take, even if it's not that great for me. We're definitely going here. The healing is nice. It's not ideal, but it's nice. No. I mean, like, Shade Lamp, kind of okay, but no. I don't need Inferno Room. Yes, I'll take that. Yeah, I'll take that. And now we have 4 Moral Mistresses. The problem is that I'm going to make 4 more of them, which I don't actually want. I could limit it by using the Loam Code on one of them. I could also just not play them all out, or let some of them die. But I don't need 8 Moral Mistresses. Well, we're gonna get rid of the Crucible Collector. And then, here we go! Okay. Honestly, I'm not going to play Penumbra. Because then you're guaranteed to start on this floor. Fine. Exist. Who cares? Okay. I mean, I didn't really need to do that, but hey, here we are. Alright, look at us go. Anyways, 584 decay on Seraph on turn 1. Seems pretty decent. He also has a decent amount of sap on him too, but it's the decay that really matters. We'll do 1700 damage with the Racking Pain. 'Cause that's not bad. Okay, so you're all dead, which means... Oh, that's cute. Unfortunately, not helpful. For a number of reasons, but that's fine. We'll just increase your stuff. And then, I guess, honestly, not worry about that, because it's just going to create cards I can't play. Okay. So you're there, we draw a thing, it doesn't cost us anything because we live in a wonderful world. Like, it's not a huge deal, but I don't have, like, tons of HP, so it is still helpful. And then we remember to do both of these first, because it is important that I do them both so that all the cards get minus cost from the split anvil. And then we just absolutely murdered the shit out of Seraph. Ta-da! Yep, just another 3,000 damage from the decay. This is what we were building towards before, and it just, like, just things did not line up the way that I had desired them to. Like, it's fine, we didn't actually need the mitosis cap earlier. Partly because we ended up with a graft mitosis cap. God, I have so many of them now. Even loam coating one of them, that's just too many. Okay. I am gonna do this here so I can give you that. Even if I can't play out the rest of these, sadly. So, like, that's enough. Okay. For once, I didn't get one of the spell chain ones on turn 1, which is fine. Not a big deal. Oh, I actually do need to do this. There we go. So, you're reasonably fucked already. So, we're going to sap you a bunch because we can. We do need to do more than this to kill, but, you know, it's reasonably good for us. Even if I didn't put as much decay on savagery as I perhaps could have. But, like, our whole team is surviving, more or less, so I'm not too worried about things. So, first off, we do this, so we can see what we draw off of the mask, which is fine. Not crazy hopeful. Still killing here, and that's all that really matters, I suppose. But, hey. Alright, savagery is basically already dead. Entropy is getting there. Oh no, that happens. Okay, so I don't need to worry about playing the Pyrolite because we just minus cost it. Oh, and I didn't actually propagate my stealth this time. I knew there was something I was forgetting. Not a big deal, but a bit of a mistake. But most things are not really attacking us. Oh, yeah, I kind of fucked this up. Nope, not gonna worry about it. I don't have the Ember to play it if I do use it, so. Yeah, unfortunately, all the extra blights do fuck with me a little bit, but not too big a deal. Alright, well, we're just still waiting for Dominion to die. We got plenty of damage shields despite all the other problems of life. Oh, what was I unable to play out? I didn't really count how many cards were in my hand and what I needed to play out first to draw the proper, or to play the proper amount. Yeah, this is a thing. Okay, yeah, I mean, this is the best that this get. Well, I can use the Racking Pain. Fine, whatever. It's just, I need to play these out first so that I can get the cost reduction from the split anvil, but I've run out of capacity in my hand, which is fine. I mean, essentially, nothing matters here. I generate a lot of decay and a not small amount of sap either. You know, not to mention damage shields and all that. This is an underwhelming turn, but realistically, not going to matter too much. And there it goes. That's all we needed to turn this into a real turn. And you're not dying because of your reanimate. Who cares? Whatever. Whatever. We'll do some things to help with the minion. We're not actually that many turns into the fight. It just feels like it because I've been playing them pretty slowly. Yeah, I would love to use the Racking Pain on you, but I can't damage you because of your spell shields. Because again, why would you be able to hurt the minion with spells when it is largely uninteractable in any other way? But yes, technically there are other ways you can interact with it, but not a ton. Anyways, either way, we're fine. We have this victory whenever we get there. I have too many cards. There we go. Not that I really need to be feeding the morsels there, but it is the way of things. I was like, why are they not taking damage? It's because the Titans are dying. Of course. Alright, anyways, there we go. Ta-da! Slow battle. I mean, decent number of turns, but I played it very slowly. We did take no damage, because I just shoved my many moral mistresses all over the floors. And then Penumbra was able to hold the top floor. Ta-da! That's our first win with Penumbra on this save file. Oh boy. Yeah, it looks really silly because we technically had 13 moral mistresses, but only because of the mitosis cap on the final fight. Like, didn't actually have 13 of them, but according to the run summary, it tells a very different story. Anyways, that was a largely good deck, other than the part where I was struggling to get the small gift boxes on the right turns on earlier fights, and then that one battle with the silenced dudes really ruined us because it's a dumb fucking enemy, and it's lame. But we still made it through. Alright, so we're at 60 of 180, a full 1/3 of the crown's done. And a full 2/3 left to go. Right, what do we got next? So I guess Rector is I think the only other champion we don't have a win at all with. Which, you know, would be a good argument to use him right now, but I think we're going to do Orechi. Yeah, let's do Orechi. I feel like I haven't played Orechi in a while. That's probably not true. Don't know why I didn't select a clan combo. Maybe Stygian. I mean, he can take really anything except Under Legion. No, I can't do Awoken either. Yeah, let's just do Stygian. The problem is both Frozen Lance and Foregone Power are pretty bad. I think we're gonna take Foregone Power. Yeah, see what we get. Well, Pyre of Dominion is not really what I wanted here, but that's fine. I mean, I like it as a Pyre in general, but didn't really want to lose the secret ingredients for this clan combo. Offering Token's nice. Plague Doctor's fine. That is an interesting spread. I might take the Replicator Ray. The problem is I need ways to get equipment on whatever I want to do. That's not that big a deal. Reanimation Lab, also kind of cute. I think we're taking the Replicator Ray, though it's a very awkward pick right here. I kind of want the Glacial Seal. I don't think that's actually the right choice for us. It is very cute, though. Yeah, we're going to take the Ice Storms so I have some low-cost spells, even if they basically don't do anything yet. And I think we're taking Meat Hook. And I'll take the Sirens. Oh, that Glacial goodness at half the Glacial price. I mean, I would have taken it in a different situation. Okay, well, this is something. How's how you doing, Tom? I mean, I'm pretty sure we're taking Kinstone Totem because I have the offering tokens and all that jazz. Cinder Salve is nice, but these are fulfilling vaguely similar roles, so. Okay, so I do want to do Mad Scientist for a variety of reasons. Including that I have never been offered it at the start of a run on this save file, I don't think. So we still don't have it in the logbook. Unfortunately, Pyre of Dominion does make the incant situation not great, given that my spells are 2 Ice Storms, 2 Offering Tokens, and 2 Replicator Rays, which is a little awkward, but it is going to get a lot better as time goes on. And also the first couple battles, not the big deal. Anyways, there is the potential for some pretty cool stuff. Unfortunately, I can't fit both Sirens on the same floor. I don't know. I probably should put the other Meat Hook here. Well, let's get rid of that and leave our unplayable Replicator Rays in hand. Okay, well, we'll give you that. It wasn't my original plan, but it is a workable plan. Okay, I think that's fine. We'll make this work. Once I can get a little further in the run, we can refine this in very pleasing ways. Okay. Yeah, like, now that my deck is a scant few cards, like, we can do a lot of work. I could just replicate Array again. I would lose the lifesteal, but that's probably worth it, honestly. I mean, it doesn't really matter, and you'll go there and die. And then my deck is just this, basically. And it was days you get a hit in, doesn't matter, he heals 30 hit damage at the end, so ta-da. And these poor little ice storms don't do really anything for us. There is definitely the possibility of making an infinite out of this deck. I'm not going to try for that because I find the infinites generally pretty boring. Okay, well, we got 20 unstable on him, and we made 3 decently beefy sirens who are ready to rip him apart. Okay, I mean, It's Alive is pretty good. Pseudoscience is also pretty good. I think we're just taking the It's Alive just so I have more spells in the deck. Titan's Gratitude is bad. Energy Siphon I don't love, but I might take. The Flash Freeze okay. I'm gonna greedily skip. That's fine. So, going to the left, I could put Magic Power in the Ice Storm. How much damage does Titan's Gratitude need to do to not be bad? What Titan's Gratitude needs to do to not be bad is just be a targeted discard, not a random discard. Suddenly, decent card. Not my favorite card by any means, but it's a usable card at that point. It actually allows you to play into offering synergies. Not that there's a ton of offering cards, but like, that would be good. The Attuned is useful. You are not as punished for having like 2 of them in the deck. You can use them alongside cards like Deep Offering and Frenzied Swarm. Like, it just becomes a decent card if all that changes is that it becomes a targeted discard. And I think that's a pretty reasonable change. Anyways, I kind of want to go here just for, like, Incant Armor and, like, Smidgestone on the Siren. Would you like to see Offering being a purchasable upgrade for spells? No. Like, there would be some fun parts of that.